My first anxiety was the fear of Trump betraying Ukraine, which also indirectly impacts on Israel. Because if you strengthen Russia, you're strengthening the Russian, Chinese, Iranian, North Korean axis. This is a kind of a world war that's shaping up. In some ways, Trump is on the right side of that war. In other ways, he's not. I think that gets to the heart of my concern about Trump's impact on Israel, is that he's a wild card in every way.
I would have led heavily in preference of Harris, with a deep fear of President-elect Trump. But knowing that on the American front, inside, there's going to be tremendous, I believe, danger and uncertainty. In Israel, one of the reasons why Israelis and the far right have an affinity to Donald Trump is that they have a profound disdain from external moral criticism. They can't stand when somebody comes to Israel and says, you're not morally righteous. And one of the things that we could trust with the Trump administration is there isn't going to be moral principles as a centerpiece of foreign policy. We have to remember that Donald Trump forced Netanyahu to accept the idea of a Palestinian state. The Trump peace plan, which involved a Palestinian state in Area A and B with a capital in Jerusalem, leaving Area C where Jewish settlements are untouched for now in the first stage. Netanyahu had to accept it. And if you remember,
the settlement movement vehemently opposed it.
They opposed it, but they were silent. They couldn't say anything. Because once Donald Trump gave us the embassy in Jerusalem, and he wasn't the moral critic of Israel, we couldn't say a word. Donald Trump has the ability to force Israel right into positions that it would never, ever accept. Ever. I see a very different future for the Gaza war under a President Trump. As we now know, he said the war is going to come to an end. There is not going to be any settlements in Gaza. All those who are so happy with the idea of a Donald Trump administration because there isn't this moral, self-righteous criticism are going to be dealing with a man who wants to bring on the peace.
Interesting.
It'll be interesting to see.
I find that possibility tantalizing.